Hi, my name is Aquarius Hollis. I'm the executive editor of the Fort Valley State University Peachite, the Fort Valley State newspaper. I'm here interviewing Dr. Jessica Bailey, the active president of the university, soon to be interim president. I have a couple of questions for her. Dr. Bailey, who was your hero growing up?
That's an interesting question. I have heroes now that I'm an adult, but when I was growing up, my heroes were my mother and father. They were just about the center of my life in every respect. And I looked up to them, obviously, and I had so much respect for them. So they were my heroes.
So, what motivates you to work hard?
What motivates me to work hard is the fact that I remember a woman telling me about an old Indian proverb. And the proverb said that if you see something that needs to be done, your hand should move to do it. And I keep that in mind. And of course, if that's your philosophy, that means that you're always working hard because there's always something to do. And in the back of my mind, I think about the fact that at Fort Valley State University, as at many institutions, probably all institutions of higher learning, there is a lot to do.
Yes, ma'am. What did you hear about Fort Valley State upon your arrival?
When I arrived at Fort Valley State, I heard about the promise. And it was a promise that things are always going to be better. I heard about the great faculty. I heard about the students that were exceptional. And I heard a lot of good things. But behind it, I also heard that there was room for improvement. I did a lot of research about Fort Valley State University. And I myself was astounded at all of the resources, all of the community outreach, the great heritage of the land grant institution, and how it has done so much for the economic development of Middle Georgia. And when I got here, that's what I heard. I heard all of these wonderful things, and I heard that with challenges from the past, we were going to move forward and move the university forward. Yes. I did hear a lot of positive things about Fort Valley State.
Okay. So how long do you plan on being here? I asked the question because our last president was here less than 2 years. So I just wanted to know.
Well, I wish I could answer that question, but I really can't say. I don't have a crystal ball, and I really don't know what the future may bring. My appointment as interim president is for 1 year. And so far, the University System of Georgia has not informed me of the plans beyond that date. So I plan to be here for a while because I am invested in the university. I knew that song was going to I am so sorry.
You're fine. Dr. Bailey, you're the president. People gonna call you.
Dr. Bailey, what makes you laugh the most?
I think I laugh most when I'm around my friends and family. I grew up in a household where I had both a mother and father who had great sense of humor. And they would tell jokes or make little remarks, and we laughed a lot in my house. Whenever I'm in the company of my brother and sister, we laugh continuously. But I also had the good fortune of marrying a person who has a great sense of humor. So whenever I'm around my husband and my friends, we laugh a lot and we have a lot of fun.
Exactly. Laughing is very important to me as well.
Yes.
So what do you think your hardest assignment will be here at Fort Valley State University?
The hardest assignment probably will be changing people's perspective about the institution. We may put new programs into place, and we may bring in a lot of highly qualified students. But if people in the community continue to hold old ideas about the institution, they may be reluctant to give us the support that we will need in order to be successful. So I think probably the biggest challenge will be changing people's minds about us and winning over their hearts so that they know that we are really a new institution headed in a new direction.
Do you think Fort Valley State University will still be Fort Valley State 10 years from now? Because there has been rumors that the school will shut down or it will merge with something else.
Well, I have not heard any rumors or any talk about shutting down Fort Valley or merging Fort Valley. And those speculations I know exist, but I can certainly not verify it. I think that we have a situation where all HBCUs have to think about the future. The HBCUs were established so that African Americans in this country could receive the benefits of higher education. The world has changed over the last 100 years. African American students, like other students, have many options. They are competed for by all institutions, whether they are minority or majority institutions. And therefore, the whole landscape of higher education has changed. Some people question whether HBCUs are still needed. And I would argue that anyone who comes on this campus would soon realize that we offer something special. And we offer a home and a nurturing environment for African American students who still may not be comfortable in the larger society.
To my knowledge, you were serving as a provost and vice president in academic affairs. What exactly does the provost do?
Well, the provost is the chief operating officer for the institution. And so as the provost, they're responsible for making sure that the university as a whole runs smoothly. And they also have the responsibility for making sure that at all times the institution is adhering to the highest academic standards. And so the provost and vice president for academic affairs is really two jobs in one. To make sure things are running smoothly, you sometimes have to make very quick short-term decisions. But as vice president for academic affairs, you have to think of the long-term decisions in terms of making sure that everything that we do is beyond reproach and in compliance with all of the regulations. So it is a job that is a full-time job, needless to say, and one that frequently exceeds 40 hours a week.
Do you have a set vision for the university?
I do have a vision. As the interim president, I'm really looking at a one-year time frame.
Okay.
And for this one-year time frame, there are three things that I think Fort Valley State University needs to focus on. First of all, we need to continue to increase our enrollments. We suffered a substantial enrollment decline over the last 3 years. And I think that we can focus and regain that loss. Having more students on campus is one of the ways that we ensure our financial viability. Secondly, in the next year, we need to perfect our portfolio of academic programs. We need to add some new programs. We need to increase our offerings. But also, we have some low-producing programs that we need to eliminate. So the activity for this year also includes getting the right portfolio of academic programs that will be appropriate for the 21st century and that we will be attractive for our students. Third, we need to really work hard to rebuild the reputation of Fort Valley State University. The people who are here, who are part of the family, we know what a great university this is, and we know all the positive things that we have to offer. But people in the community may not know. And so we have a job to do. We have to get the positive word out there. And all of that together with our new programs will help us to rebuild the reputation that we once had in the community.
So, what is your favorite book to read?
Well, I like to read, so I read a lot. And one of the series that I have enjoyed a lot is the Reacher series. It's kind of murder, mystery, espionage combination. They're written by Lee Child, and there are about 15 books in the series. And it's the story of a man who used to be an MP in the military, but now he's retired. He doesn't have a home. He just carries around a toothbrush, but he's dynamic. And he fights every enemy, and he stands for good. He's the strong, silent type. It's just great fiction, and I recommend it to anybody who wants to escape. And usually when I'm reading, I'm trying to escape. So that's what I like to read.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Bailey, for taking time out of your day and letting me interview you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
All right, before
What are your plans to connect with the FVSU alumni base?
Well, one of the things that I've already begun is I've been speaking with various alumni groups who invite me to speak. I went to the DeKalb Alumni Association, and I spoke with them. It was really just a question and answer, but for about an hour and a half, they were able to ask me any questions that they wanted to ask, and I got to know many of the alumni firsthand. I encourage people to connect and stay connected with their alma mater. I think that with the transition that we've just been through, many people have questions. My lines of communication are open, and I invite them to contact my office.
So, what is some advice that you have for the student body?
Well, I think the advice I would give to the student body is the advice I would probably give to all college students. This is the best time of your life. Enjoy it. I don't like to see a student who comes in and their heads are in the books 24 hours a day. They're studying, they're stressed out, they're not enjoying it at all. Now, they may end up with straight A's, but I think they probably missed 50% of their education. There is a campus life that goes towards making you a complete individual. And I think if you come to campus, you have to participate in campus life as well as hitting the books. So my advice would be get balance in your life. Enjoy being a college student, but get the most that you can out of it academically so that when you leave us, you'll be that complete person that somebody is eager to hire.
Great advice.
Thank you.
Thank you.